Alright guys, so here's the first axle partially built. It's actually steps 1 through 3. It's not that hard. It's a little complicated in trying to get this all balanced and get it all together. And one thing I did notice, and I actually researched this because I was concerned about it, one of the other reviewers of this said that you'll notice if you look real carefully right here, you'll see that the plastic doesn't quite close, and it's probably from the plastic cooling down after being injection molded and stuff like that. But the other side is fairly close, but this side, like, you can pinch it off still. I mean, I'm not using a whole lot of force here, but I don't know, it seems that Axial, I mean, has always, in my mind, been a good name. And it just would have been nice if that kind of stayed together nice and flush, you know. But, I mean, if that's the worst thing that comes out of this build, you know, I can't complain too much. Lots of bearings. The instructions are actually pretty easy to use. Basically, it's all laid out really well. There's a parts list in the front. But one of the cool things is there actually was labeled bags. Like, for example, bag A. Right? Cool. But anyways, it says right here in the top, open bag A. Alright? And it gives you a breakdown of all the parts that you're going to need down the one side. Right? And they're all actually, as far as I can tell, done in actual size. So if you're wondering what part to use, line it up with the picture. Because, for example, one of the axle gears, check it out. It actually lines up perfectly with that. And with that. So if you're ever unsure about a part, they've taken the guesswork out because they've given you actual size drawings, which is kind of cool. And excuse the shadow, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have very good lighting in here, so I'm doing the best I can. But after that, I mean, the instructions are fairly easy. They tell you where you've got to put, for example, grease right here, right? Or thread lock. If we go onto this page here, grease, how to assemble it all, where the bearings are going to line up as they drop in, what screws to be using. One of the other things that I thought was really cool is that when you're looking at these parts, or I'll show you where I did, here, I got a small workbench. If you look, it gives you these numbers, right? And I'm specifically want to use this one down here. Okay, AX80003, and then there's another number 3 beside it in black. Okay, and one of the cool things is that when we're looking for those parts, it can be hard sometimes because they don't give you these in actual size along the side. But if you look, I'm going to try and get this just right. Or turn this upside down. Okay, look at that. AX8003, and that gives you your part tree number from the injection molded plastic. And then it's also got another number up here. Part 3. So you know that to use that piece, you need this one right here according to what shows in the manual. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if this is standard practice across manufacturers or even different products. From, I don't know, pool tables to RC trucks to whatever. I never noticed that before on anything I've built, so I thought it was actually kind of cool. So, going back to the building, here is the, I'm assuming it's front axle, I'm not sure. But this is complete steps 1, 2, and 3. One thing I do want to point out as well is that, I don't know if you can kind of see it here, shadows and thumb, I'm sorry guys, but this little, here I'll use this, why not use this? This little piece right here is a press fit. You don't put any grease in it. Basically what I did is I just took a pair of pliers, put this over top of the hole, and then use the pliers very, very gently, I gotta stress that, to just pop that in there. And you'll know it's in there when this moves around really easy. Like it's it moves around quite freely. There's nothing hindering it. It's all good to go. You don't have to put any grease or anything on. I thought that was pretty cool. But it's worth noting, don't put too much pressure on it. Anyway, I'm going to go and do the next 2 pages and I'll report back.